I've been waiting all my life.
Oh my.
A wake-up call.
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Brother.
I'm just asking. You think you've ever
Well,
had
I'm acutely aware, Charlemagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part.
I've been waiting all my life.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. This video is going to be crazy. So the video started off him saying an N-word wake-up call, where a black person forgets that they're black and needs a sign of racism to show them that they are indeed black. It's funny that he said that to Larry Elder. I don't know why he said that, but we finna get into it, bro. Yeah. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
For this, conservative got a voice on these black liberal platforms. They are not ready for someone who's thoughtful, right? Larry Elder isn't talking out of emotion. Larry Elder is talking with facts, and he's thoughtful about the things he's saying. Charlemagne and these other people, which you're gonna see, I'm probably gonna make like 10 videos about this because the whole hour Larry Elder's eating them alive. What they're going off emotions, not statistical data. They're going off emotions, not logic. They're hypocrites, and Larry Elder is going to point it out. Now, let me say this before I play the video. I want you to support Larry Elder because Larry Elder is obviously running for president. He only need like 7,000 donations. Only $1. You don't have to donate $100 or nothing. You can donate $1. He just needs 7,000 people to donate $1, and he'll be able to get to the debate because he has to have 40,000 individual donations of at least $1. He's down to like 7.
Hey, if y'all mess with Larry Elder, make sure y'all donate, man. I did not know this. I think I'm a little late on this. I've been in class and stuff. I'm a college student, so I've been in class, y'all. But we finna have some fun.
7,000. So if you're on here, help Larry Elder. We can push Larry Elder across to the debate. Link will be in the description section. Let's play this video.
Let me ask you a question. What do white people do wrong, Larry Elder?
What do you mean, what do white people do? I'm not worried about white people. I'm worried about what's going on with us.
But if there's systemic racism in this country, which we know it is.
No, I don't say there is. You say there is. I don't believe that.
Oh, you don't believe there's
No, there
racism?
used to be, obviously. Tell me what you think the number one systemic example of systemic racism is in America.
Oh, man, there's so many.
There's so many.
The most important one.
Nah, man. Here's what I say about this, bro. If you are bold enough to say something like that, I'm not saying if he's wrong or if he's right. Don't even try to quote me on that. But if you're bold enough to make a claim, you better be ready to back it up. Because you talking about his race or whatever the crap, something that he feels proudly about. So if you're saying systemic white oppression exists on such a large scale that there's so many examples that it should just be common knowledge that it exists. And he says, okay, name one. There's so many. Nah. Don't give me none of that. Don't give me none of that. You gotta be ready. You gotta be standing 10 toes on what you say. Because you just look like a fool if you can't. That's all I'm saying. Not even gonna say if I agree or disagree. But you just gotta be ready to stand 10 toes. No cap.
I'll probably maybe mass incarceration. Maybe.
Really? During the Great Depression, when 50% of black adults were unemployed, you didn't have this kind of mass incarceration. It's the breakdown of the family. There's a direct.
I'm not going to. I agree with the family part. I'm a black man who is a father to his children. I'm a happily married black man to a black woman. So I'm never going to argue with that part. You know, but I just feel like everything is black with you. Black is wrong. Black people do this and black people do that. And when I asked you what white people do wrong, you said you're not worried about white people at all.
I'm talking about the damage, disproportionate damage going on in the black community. For example, look at these smash and grabs that are taking place in Los Angeles, where I live. There's a suburb called Glendale, where at a mall recently, a mob of 30 to 40 people, they had masks on, but one guy got popped. He was a black. I think most of those who were doing this were black. And in recent years and times, there have been a number of these in places like Chicago, places like New York. If I were involved in something like that, Charlemagne, I grew up with a dad, just as you're raising your own children. I would have been more afraid of my father than I would about the cops catching me. These kids are afraid of neither. They don't have a...
Bro, that is facts. Bro, that is facts. Like, I grew up with my father in the house. Some of y'all probably already know. But bro, he was scary. He was scary, fool. Like, I was scared of him. And I think that's a good thing to have. Not saying I was scared, like he didn't do nothing crazy to me, but that's facts. Like that belt was like y'all see the Western movies where they have the quick draw? He was quick with it. He was like, ah. I'm just playing, bro. I'm just playing. But all jokes aside, this is facts, bro. This is facts. And one thing that Charlemagne the God, I'm not calling him the God, Charlemagne said that, you know, it's a little bit questionable to me is when he says, well, you only talk about the black community. You don't talk about the white community. First of all, it's more in America than whites and blacks. You have other communities. So when you're saying you only talk about the black community, what is wrong with that? You have professional athletes. You have NBA players. That's like going to LeBron James and saying, well, you only play basketball. How come you don't play football? Or that's like going to a politician, Joe Biden, saying, well, you're only the president. How come you don't teach us how to play chess? Do you get what I'm saying? So when you go to someone who's like an advocate or an activist for a specific community, you're telling them to leave. I forgot the word, bro. You tell them to leave their community to talk about another community when they are an expert at their community. That's what a specialist is. They talk about a specific thing. So why are you mad at him for that? Why is that even your argument? He's literally an expert about this community's issues. Like, he should be talking about this.
Father in the home. Cops are demoralized. They're pulling back. Their manpower is short. And as a result, you tell a bad guy you're less likely to be caught, convicted, incarcerated, crime goes up. They may be criminals, but they're not stupid. Mm-hmm. When you say, what do white people do? I mean, this is a country that has struggled mightily to get over its historic racism. There was a civil war. There was a big civil rights movement. This is the only majority white country that's ever elected a black president, let alone re-elected a black president.
That is true. That is actually true.
I got to stop it, y'all, because Breakfast Club, because they got smoked
that
on this one. They probably don't want people reviewing it. So I got to stop it and do my due diligence to respond and give commentary. So every now and again, I may stop the video to talk about it. But look, what is he saying? Can Charlemagne respond to this? Can anybody respond to this? Larry Elder is on fire. I mean, it's no response. I've been waiting for this forever. Roll the clip.
The three biggest cities in America are New York, Chicago, LA. They all have black mayors, even though no city has a majority of black population. The president of Harvard is a black female. Martin Luther King in 1966, Charlemagne, gave an interview to the BBC. This is 2 years after the Civil Rights Act of '64 got passed. And he said, I'm amazed at how many positive changes there have been in America in the last 2 years. Why, if things keep going like this, we could have a black president in about 40 years' time. Mm-hmm. Do the math. Right on cue, Barack Obama elected 2008. He didn't say there was a black female president of Harvard, and there has been. He didn't say there are going to be black CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, and there have been several. He didn't say the percentage of the House would equal the percentage of black people in the population, and it does. He didn't say the three largest cities would have black mayors, and they do. He didn't say the...
And this is so funny. This is so funny because Charlemagne is literally sitting on a golden throne. He's sitting on a golden throne, talking about systemic oppression. It's so funny when you really look at it, because Cuz is literally sitting on a golden throne. Look at him. Look. It's a golden throne. He has the number one, I don't know if it's number one, top 5 talk show in the most affluent country on earth. It's the Breakfast Club. Sitting on a golden throne. Talking about systemic oppression. This is what I'm sorry, y'all. It was just something to point out. It's kind of ironic, but I'm not. Let's go.
Largest and most prestigious organization of doctors, the American Medical Association, would have 2 black presidents, and there have been. He didn't say the most prestigious organization of lawyers, the American Bar Association, would have 2 black presidents, and they have. He said president, meaning at that point, I can feel that I've reached the mountaintop, which is the speech he gave right before he got assassinated the day before. And now we act as if Barack Obama never even got elected. And we're still talking about systemic racism.
Yeah.
It's not fair. It's wrong. And you're discouraging black people from working hard.
Oh, I'm trying to keep it going, y'all, but the most
Officer
like,
Tatum.
what is Charlemagne going to say to this?
What are they going to say? I want to know.
But of what Larry Elder is saying, it's not even a thing. You cannot rebut that.
Have you ever heard of the term wake up call?
See, look how he
changed the subject. He said, he spit too much facts. I can't debate him. Let's pull out Plan B. Let's put out Plan B, bro. We can't debate because he tried. Y'all notice he tried to debate him. Like he was like, so what examples of systemic oppression do you? He tried to have it, but he said, forget all that. Have you uttered the N-word wake up call? Let's talk about that. That is so funny. Because it kind of shows you that Charlemagne doesn't really know what he's talking about. He's talking about systemic oppression against the African American community. He tried to go against Larry Elder in every single aspect. He failed 100% of the time. It's so funny, bro.
He couldn't respond to nothing that Larry Elder said. Now he changing the subject called N-word wake up call. Now watch Larry eviscerate him on this one as well. He did not respond to Larry.
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Oh, brother.
I'm just asking. You think you've ever
Well,
had
I'm acutely aware, Charlemagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you got to think a certain kind of way? I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I can't even watch this without being like, dude, this is such a beatdown. Come on, Charlemagne, what you got?
I'm not gonna say it upset me, just like I'm not letting you upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to get upset over things like that. But what I did say,
you just not talk about a wake-up call, and it seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part to have a white guy come in here who also said, by the way, about Mitt Romney. Because he didn't want to put more regulations on Wall Street, going to put y'all back in chains. And Joe Biden had lied for decades about his civil rights record, claiming that he desegregated movie theaters and restaurants in Wilmington, Delaware, when he didn't do any of that. He lied and said that he tried to visit Nelson Mandela during apartheid South Africa. He did not. And he came in here and told you aren't even black unless you think a certain kind of way. It seemed to me that should have been a wake-up call for you, but it wasn't, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, no, for the record, I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
I didn't say you were.
Yeah, I think both.
I don't know what you are. I never even asked you about your party affiliation.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, but you are black. And to have a white guy come in here and tell you have to say, think a certain kind of way, otherwise you, quote, ain't black? Wow.
How should I have replied to him, you think?
Then he said you ain't black. Oh my gosh. Nah, fool. Y'all need to stop messing with this man Larry Elder, bro. Like, this might be the worst, back and forth I've ever seen. Like, they are obviously on two different playing fields. It's like they not even in the same league when it comes, like, I kind of feel kind of bad for Charlemagne. I'm not even gonna hold you because this is hard to watch. It's funny though. Let's watch it.
What I just now said, how dare you insult me and tell me I think as a human being, let alone as a black person? I don't tell you how to think, Joe Biden. How dare you come in here and tell me how I should think? I'm going to vote for Donald Trump if I want to vote for Donald Trump. And if I want to vote for Donald Trump, it does not make me not black. 20% of black people, black men, as I said, voted for Donald Trump in 2020. Are they not black now? So only 80% of black men walking around are really black, 20% are not because they voted for Donald Trump? How insulting is that? How condescending is that?
I mean, you're probably right, but I didn't take it in that way.
I did.
As I said to him in that moment, it's just about me wanting.
How could you not take it in that way? How could you not take it in that way? I don't even want to repeat something in the similar context because it's just disrespectful. Like, I don't understand how, for one, you insult Larry Elder by saying you have an N-word wake-up call, implying that if you experience a sign of racism, it reminds you of your blackness. But he was like, okay, what about you? He's like, well, I didn't take it that way. Like, come on, bro. I don't understand a different way you could take it. Like, I really don't get it.
Wanting something for my people, and I want to know what is he going to do for my people, and not only for my people now, how are you going to atone for the things you've done to my people?
Right.
That's it.
Right. And this is a guy, Joe Biden, who, when he first got into the Senate, hung out with segregationists, talked about how well he got along with them, talked about how he didn't want integration because of a jungle. This guy has made all sorts of insulting things to black people, and his policies right now are hurting black people. Inflation hurts the people at the bottom more than anything else. Letting a bunch of illegal aliens into the border are hurting black people more than anybody else, as I said earlier. He opposes school choice when he has his own kids in private school, and we lost a year, almost 2 years of in-school education in California because of COVID that he supported. I mean, this guy has done monstrous things to black people, and then for him to come in here and tell you how you ought to think as a black person, it blew my mind.
Oh my goodness, bro. Like, y'all were telling me to react to this, but I didn't think it would be like this. Like, this is insane, bro. I just left class and stuff, and I was not ready for this, bro. I feel like I just went through another lecture. Okay. But if you have any more suggestions for me, comment down below if y'all want to see part 2 to this or part 3. And shout out to Officer Tatum. He's actually pretty entertaining. I'm not even going to hold you. Anyways, it is Jojo, and I'll see you next week.